The Heist, Part 3. Produced by AssassinStudio, together with Plotagon Studio. After speaking to Donnie and Teddy, Detective Ronald decided to go back to the alley where Gaston and Donnie were apprehended. The only officer that knew about the alley was Jacob. Detective Ronald was certain that the forensic team wasn't requested to take evidence. While in the vehicle, Detective Ronald opened the note that Teddy keeps insisting him to read.
You have to be careful, Detective. Your partner sounds just like the guy that threatened to turn us in if we didn't do the jobs he requested. Even with the mask on, I knew he was a cop. I've been around thieves all my life, because I am one. And when we want something, we go get it ourselves. Help me, I don't want to take all of the blame. We were forced, and if we didn't do it, he would turn us in with video footage as evidence from something we did almost a decade ago. We did a total of 4 jobs. The first 3 jobs were strictly cell phones. Donnie and Gaston were told where to take those. The last job, they added 5 more boxes. I was told to bring 4 of the boxes to latitude 43 degrees 46 single quote 56.5 north, longitude 110 degrees 48 single quote 22.8 west. While on the way to the location provided, I was pulled over by the same guy in the mask. Your partner.
Holy cow. Hey buddy, stay in your car. You're not going to make it out of here alive. Pull over. You shouldn't have gotten involved. He's wearing a mask. Teddy said the person that was blackmailing them had on a mask.
Detective Ronald makes a phone call to the precinct to find out where Officer Jacob was located. Surprisingly, Officer Jacob was not in the building and off on assignment at some sort of warehouse.
Time to show him who's boss.
A grenade was thrown out of the sunroof, in hopes in stopping Detective Ronald from getting to his destination.
Now you want to kill me, Jacob? Really?
Detective Ronald makes a few extra turns in hopes of getting rid of Jacob.
I'm going to show you how to drive. Just call me Ronald Andretti. Oh yeah, excuse me sir. Pardon me, coming through. That should slow him down a tad.
Detective Ronald starts to make his way to the alley, but not before calling back up to arrest Officer Jacob. He knew that Jacob would be coming back to cover up any evidence he left behind, because he was trying to prevent him from getting there.
What's going on? Where's your mask? What are you talking about? Detective, behind you. Back off. Release the 3 in custody, or you both will be in grave danger. Put your hands up, you're under arrest. Dang it.
The man in the mask was arrested on the spot and taken into custody. It wasn't until Detective Ronald got back to the precinct and saw the masked man without his mask.
I wanted to talk to you before I went down to find out who's under that mask. I wholeheartedly apologize. I was looking at the information given to me and I should have double-checked. No hard feelings. You followed the breadcrumbs, and we ended up at the same location. The great news is, we caught our guy. Let's get these gentlemen booked and close this case. I'll see what I can do.
After departing from Officer Jacob, something wasn't sitting right with Detective Ronald, and it was all about how quick he wants this case closed. Since he outranks Officer Jacob, he wasn't too worried about his requests.
Wait. What? Don't ask me no questions, and I'll tell you no lies. Deputy Chief McCarthy, you're our main suspect. Do you have anything to say before I get you transferred to the interrogation room? I need to speak to Chief Reynolds. I'm sorry, Detective, but this is above your pay grade. He's the one that reached out to me. Are you sure he's the guy for you to talk to? You have to be kidding me. In that case, I need my union rep. Yes, sir. If I could give you a word of advice. Please do. Trust no one. What if I told you I have an idea? Would you be willing to go along? Sure. What do you have in mind? Just trust me.
Detective Ronald put his plan in motion to trap Eddie and everyone involved. He made his way up to Jacob's office to ask for his assistance in this setup. When he reached the side window, he heard 2 similar voices. Instead of going in, he looked through the broken blinds, catching a glimpse of his new suspects. He pulled out his cellular phone, to video record the conversation between the two people inside.
Is there a reason for us to panic? Not at all. Those four will take the blame, while we are on some secluded island, drinking and having the time of our lives. It's an early retirement for us. $55 million each can take us to the moon if we wanted. I guess Detective Ronald isn't as smart as they say.
Detective Ronald radioed for a few officers to join him, as he escorts these two down to booking.
Officers, arrest these men for grand larceny, blackmail, and countless other charges. Gentlemen, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand the rights I have just read to you?
Thank you for viewing an AssassinStudio production, together with Plotagon Studio. Cast members:
Detective Ronald, Chief Reynolds, Deputy Chief McCarthy, Officer Jacob,
Teddy, the thief. Donnie, the good-looking one.
Gaston, I want my mommy.
Hi, I'm Odell, the writer and creator of AssassinStudio via YouTube. Thank you Plotagon for providing us with an awesome platform to show our creativeness.